Good morning, everyone. Ray Smith here with Smith Government Consulting. Happy Wednesday. Hope you had a great week so far, great weekend. Here in Pennsylvania, it's beautiful and sunny out, a little bit of rain, but we're looking at temperatures up into the nice 80s today, so hopefully pools are starting to warm up and the sunshine is here to stay. So today I want to talk about the GSA eLibrary. This is the eLibrary landing page. A lot of different things you can do on here, some different helpful links that you can get into. But specifically today, I want to talk about your vendor profile on GSA eLibrary and why that's important. So in order to do that, we're going to need to find a vendor. And I want to make sure I found a vendor that I'm not working with. I don't know anyone at the company. Please know this is not a plug for any one specific vendor in any way whatsoever. So to do that, we're going to start over here on GSA Advantage. And I'm looking for Playground Set. I chose Playground Sets because they just sound kind of cool. And I know that I don't have any vendors who are selling them. If you're watching this and you do sell playground sets to the federal government, hey, let's chat. So I've gone through a little bit on how to use GSA Advantage before. You can find some of those other videos on Smith Government Consulting's YouTube page. It'll show you how to sort different things. So for this one, I'm sorting high to low because I know I'm not looking for anything that's like tiny little Lego sets or anything. I'm looking for a large playground set. So I'm going through, I'm not looking for a stage. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Something that's going to go into the playground. So I've got a couple different vendors here. We'll start with this one just because they have the best price here. Your buyer's going to be able to see a lot of your eLibrary listing by clicking right here on your vendor name. All of your contact information, your terms, conditions, price list, phone numbers, etc. But here's where a buyer can go a little bit further. Maybe they know, yes, I want something like this, but I want some competition. Is there anyone else who can do it? So they're able to see, here's the SIN that is awarded, 339920 Park. So what they're going to do is they're going to come over to GSA eLibrary, and they're going to type in that SIN and hit search. Now here's the SIN and what that SIN includes. All playground and playground equipment, grills, bike routes, playground equipment, gazebos, etc. Also includes related services and or installation. So that's really important for the buyer to know. Maybe they don't want to install it themselves. They want someone who's going to do full start to finish, quote to final cement. So I'm going to click on that SIN. Here are all of the different GSA vendors who have that SIN attached to their contract. Another thing they could do, they could search specifically for that one vendor that they looked at on Advantage. And we'll come back to this other listing here in a second, but to start, we're going to click here. Now I see they have an MAS schedule. Click on their name, and I'm going to have all of their information. Again, their terms, conditions file. All of this is the stuff that was posted on GSA Advantage, but we're going to get a little bit extra information. We're also going to have their GSA point of contact. This is their contract specialist or contracted officer assigned to their contract. I'm also going to see any other SIN that they have attached to their contract. So this, I can now tell, the only thing that this vendor is really selling is going to be playground equipment. So exactly what the buyer needs. They're not dabbling in it. They're not selling this and then tomorrow they're selling flashlights. They're specializing in this exact equipment. In all fairness, their name kind of gives that away too. Kid stuff, playground. Couple things here, your email address. There was a time in my career where I said, yeah, let's use a generic sales@companyname.com. I've kind of come around from that thinking a little bit. I'm not sure that I quite agree with how I used to think about that. This is totally a personal decision up to your company. Personally speaking, if I'm emailing a company, I want to know that I'm getting a person. So I'm a big fan of using an actual person's email address, not a generic inbox. And again, that might just be me. I'm just not a big fan of emailing sales@suchandsuch.com because I'm not confident that it's going to go to a specific person. And again, like I said, that could be just me. Maybe I'm alone in that. But again, this is totally your decision on what you want to put there. So that's kind of what your listing looks like. You do have your terms and conditions file here as well. It's really important to keep that up to date. There are 24 core questions that you're going to answer in there. And most of them deal with your FOB terms, your delivery dates, your SAM UEI. Again, that's posted right here as well. Most basic information that your customer is going to need. You can also use it as a marketing tool where you can kind of put some color photos in there, put the right contact information, company information in there, an About Us section. Your capabilities statement can get added to the end of this file. There's a lot that you can really do with this. I do encourage, use some full color graphics. Don't just make it black and white. It's just boring to read. And let's be real, everyone's tired of reading black and white images. Pop some color into there and make it lively. Again, just really important to keep this stuff up to date, because when your buyer says, hey, I need this item, but maybe I don't want the slide on it, I want the slide to look a little bit different, I want to change some things, that's who they're going to email, that's who they're going to reach out to. Other thing they're going to be able to do, like I said, they're going to be able to look and see everybody else who is selling that SIN. And maybe this buyer says, I want to limit to specific set-asides. So for this one, let's just say they only want veteran-owned small businesses. And that could be any of the sub-set-asides with it. So we're going to click on that. And now I see I only have 3 vendors who are veteran-owned. And this one is service-disabled veteran-owned small business. So maybe your buyer is saying, hey, I really want to give back to the veteran community, especially someone who is disabled in the service. Let's click on them. And I have their information as well. Again, all of their set-asides. Other big things your buyer can see, and I didn't cover this on the previous one, your option, this is your 5-year base period, or your option period. I can see that they expire in 2029, so they were just awarded the new option. Their ultimate contract expires in 2039. Your ultimate GSA contract is good for 20 years, assuming that every base option is awarded to you. So I know that I've got a good amount of time left to buy from these guys. If I look at this and I see ultimate contract end date is within the next year, buyer might be a little bit hesitant on, well, how long is this procurement going to take? Is this going to take more than the next 12 months to have awarded? And that's where they're going to take this email address and say, hey, do you have a streamlined offer in place already? Are you going to have a new GSA contract? Because if that buyer knows that the procurement cycle is going to go past the date of contract expiration, they're probably not going to be able to buy it from you. Again, there may be some exceptions in there, but those are the things that your buyer is looking at. They want to know what is the easiest way to make this purchase. And having this site, this profile updated is clutch to make sure that they have that. If you're in SIP, all of this information here is updated directly in SIP. If you're in FCP, it's updated through your seller profile. And I've covered a lot of those in some other videos as well. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. Some of this is also pulling from SAM, such as your socioeconomic status, and then your government POC. That's coming directly from GSA. I will give you a fair warning, especially with all the craziness happening right now. You will find that every once in a while, this information is not updated timely. I've seen that happen where maybe the POC leaves GSA for whatever reason, and the contract hasn't been reassigned yet. I've seen it take sometimes up to a week to have that contract reassigned and have this updated. The other thing I have seen is sometimes this phone number goes to a dead phone. It might be the right POC, right email, but the phone number doesn't work. So kind of keep that in mind. Unfortunately for the contract holder, there's nothing you can do about that other than reaching out to GSA and letting them know. But that's stuff that has to come directly from them. That's really the core of GSA eLibrary. Great tool for the buyers to use, and it's a great tool for the seller to keep updated. Again, if you have any questions, reach out anytime. I am doing a live GSA Q&A session on my LinkedIn profile. It's going to be June 23rd from 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern time. Drop in. There's no slides, no sales pitches. Just drop in, ask any questions you might have. It could be on any one of my videos. It could be on anything you're working on GSA related. Let me know. If I don't have an answer, I'm going to do everything I can to help you find the answer. Other than that, have a great week, have a great summer, and let's look forward to a really good end of fiscal year this quarter 4. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later.